Howdy champs, my name is Mohit, and people, today I'm going to show you some very powerful filtering and traversing jQuery methods. As always guys, let me start off with the browser preview. Let me bring up Google Chrome. Let me refresh. Okay, now what we have in front of us is a UL list, unordered list with some li items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. And there's a button which has a text label of to do list. So these are certain things that I actually do in my daily life. And if I actually click on the to do list, you actually see that the first, the third, the fifth, the seventh, and the ninth li item indent itself by X number of pixels towards the right hand side. That's one. The first li item, if I hover upon the first li item, you see it throws up a title called red, a tooltip called red, and has grabbed a background color of yellow. The second one has a background color of carrot blue. The third one lime. Okay. The fifth one, the sixth one, the seventh one, the eighth one, and the ninth one, the 1, 2, 3, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th li items are underlined, but the first, second, and third are not. The word Mary is underlined simply because it's actually a hyperlink. Otherwise, it wouldn't be underlined. Okay, so strictly speaking, the word exercise, watch TV, make my own music, record a YouTube video, YouTube tutorial, yoga, pranayam, neem, tulsi. Now only these last few li items are actually underlined, the rest are not. Okay, so you see a lot has undergone change. Some of them have undergone change of background color. Some of them have grabbed the text decoration underline property, and and some of them have been indented towards the right. You see, if I click the to-do list again, some of the items go back to their original position and they toggle their position. The first, third, fourth, fifth, and fifth, seventh, and ninth. Odd numbered items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they toggle around. So what's creating all this change? How am I able to grab only specific li items and specifically format them, or specifically make them behave in a certain way? That's happening because of some very powerful traversing and filtering methods, and even the each miscellaneous jQuery method that we have used out here. So let's bring up the jQuery file in front of you. In fact, I don't have a separate jQuery or a CSS or an HTML file. So what I've done is everything is in-house, everything is internal embedded. Okay, so the CSS is on the same page as the little bit of script that I've actually used out here. Let's go through the code, and people, again, just as I actually work, I'm going to use some code, I'm going to lose some code, and whatever code I'm going to lose, but this time I'm not going to recreate, I'm actually going to cut paste just to keep things a little snappy. Okay, so let's first see what is inside the body of the document. So body opens out here and kind of closes where you see the button, which is followed by the script tag, but let's only focus on the HTML right now. So UL list obviously creates an unordered list. If it is an OL list, it creates a ordered list. Okay, so we have 9 li items. The first li item, if you notice, has a title of red. That is how it is actually different from the others. The second item is vanilla and plain. The third item has a class of red. And not only that, it has a word Mary, which is a hyperlink to my website qualitylessons.net. Okay, fourth is a vanilla link, the fifth is a vanilla link, sixth is plain Jane, vanilla, nothing spectacular about 29 as well, 30 is plain Jane, and the 31st li item, well, li item in line number 31st is again nothing different. Okay, but there are few li items that catch your, which are slightly different from the others. The first one with the title red, the third one with the class red, and has a word which is a hyperlink. Okay, so basically this, and then we have a button which has some textual content which is encapsulated in h3 tags. Okay, so then we have a script that we're gonna recreate now. This, I'm gonna lose everything inside. I'm gonna slowly bring in everything. So let me remove most of what is inside the opening closing script tags. You see, the script tags have been deliberately kept right at the end of the body, which means that once the elements at the top of the body, at the beginning of the body, are accessible is when basically the script file. So it's kind of acting the way document ready acts. The document ready function actually works. Okay, so we mimic that action, keeping the script tags right at the bottom of the body. Okay, so there we go. Not only that, people, as I said, we're gonna recreate the script in a minute. Okay, not only that, I would want you to focus a little bit on the opening closing style tags. So the UL list has a font size 28, the width of 60%. Since UL is a block level element, it can occupy the entire width available to it, which is 100%, but we are actually keeping it at 60%. The button has a padding of 10 px all around. So if you remember, you see the button is big and nice and juicy. Okay, encapsulated in the h3 tags. Right, so button has a padding, and the class example has a margin left of 150 px, and guys, that was responsible for indenting the whole li, some odd numbered li items towards the right by those many pixels, 150 that is. Okay, so let's see what prompts each change one by one. Also notice, guys, that I'm actually linking up to this, the opening closing script tags in line number 19 to the latest JQuery library 1.11.1 through a CDN content delivery network. Okay, so basically HTTP URL linking up to some remote code somewhere, content delivery network. Okay, it could be replaced with a physical file also, but for this example we are linking it up with the latest jQuery version 1.11.1 through a CDN link. Right, now, as I said, at the bottom of the body, at the fag end of the body, we have script tags. Basically, that is where we're gonna write our jQuery. And notice that the behavior changes, or the color changes, or the formatting happens when somebody actually clicks on the button. The button, which is this button. Right. So what I've done is I have opened a parallel window out here, so I can bring in line by line some statements, and then we can see them in action, so it's easy to understand. Okay, line number 38 says, let's focus on line number 38. If somebody actually clicks on the button, fire an anonymous function and check if the li contains the letters EE. Now this is gonna be true for the last li for sure. The word neem, it's a herb, it's a cool herb, it's detoxifying. I use it daily, twice, early morning and sometime in the evening. Okay, on an empty stomach, along with tulsi, which is another herb. So this has two letters, EE. Okay, for sure this will be affected. And the word sleep has two EEs as well. I can't figure out anything else which has these words. So the structure or the syntax goes like this. So li colon contains EE, the whole thing in quotes and round brackets, preceded by the dollar symbol, through the CSS method should acquire a background color of carrot blue. Cool. Let's just keep it background. It's the same thing. It's the it's the shorthand property. Okay, so let's see the change. If I bring the browser up at this time, if I actually refresh, nothing is formatted right now till I actually press the to-do list button. And as expected, the second li and the last li, the ninth li, have the letters EE in them, and hence got affected with a background of carrot blue. Cool. Let's move ahead and bring in the next statement. Cut. And let's paste it out here. Control V. Control X to cut, Control V to paste. Alright. Let's see what the statement actually says. It says, if the li has a title that ends with, the dollar sign implies ends with the word red. This is what this complex structure means. Title ends with, see, we instead of the dollar we can have the caret sign, the tilde sign also, which have a different meaning, even the asterisk signs, which means contains. Okay, or I can simply do away with the dollar sign too. But for the moment, what this actually means is looking for all LIs having attribute title, okay, which ends with the word red. So let's look at that. So you see, this has the word ending with red, in fact starting with red also. So let me just change it to code red. How about that? Should work even now, so let's save it up. Let's join this. Let's see if whether we need to actually space separate it or not. Let's do a refresh. Okay, so yeah, you see code red actually works, but what if I space separate it? Will it still work? Not too sure. Let me check that as well, guys. Give me a minute. Yeah, works even then. So no matter whether it's actually space separated or not, as long as it ends with the word red, you get the formatting. The li gets the formatting of background color. Okay, so just background of yellow. Cool. All cool. Let's bring in the next statement, which is this. Control X or cut. Okay, and paste. Okay, let's see what it actually has to say. Li, if your list item has what? An anchor tag. Okay, what about that anchor tag? Which has an href attribute. Okay, which has the ref attribute that ends with .NET. So it's something similar, except similar to the previous JQuery statement, except that we've used the has here. We have not used the has method here, but we've used the has method here. Okay, so let's see which li has anchor tag with ref as one of the attributes that end with the dollar sign, again implies ends with the word net. So that should be simple. That's this one. It not only has the class red, but if you see, it has this anchor tag, okay, as one of the selectors, which has the href attributes, which actually ends with .NET. And Quality Lessons is my website, guys. Okay, so this should be affected quite clearly. So let's see that in action. Yep. Okay, so just give me a sec. Okay, to-do list. Just give me a sec. To-do list. Okay, be merry. The third one has been affected. Background color lime. Li has a. So the third one, the third li has a with ref ending with net. Yep, quite understandably so. Let's bring in the next statement. The next statement is actually a big function. Okay, let's copy this bit. Let's paste it down below out here. This function is called the each miscellaneous function, and this is the syntax, the structure. So we go through each node of the li inside the UL. Basically, one by one, we encounter each li and then run this function that's about to be defined here, right? So I say end of each method out here and end of button click function out here. Okay, and it can use the argument index, which is the index number of the different li items, which is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9 li's and they have indices, so they have index numbers of 0, line number 24, 1, 2, so on and so forth, right? So this index number can be passed inside the function and used up there. Let's see how, and if I actually need this index number, have I actually used it? So let's get back out here and let's bring in the statement. Let's paste it inside the function. Now this actually says create a variable, call it whatever, that's up to you. I've called it li_attr. Basically I'm looking for an attribute inside li, and I'm making it equal to this. Basically this means the specific li in question dot attr title. So we are scanning through the different nodes or the different li's of the UL, and one by one we are checking those li's for attribute title and saving the value inside a variable li_attr. So how many li's have actually the attra or the attribute title? Let's see how many of them actually have it. This one surely has, and that's it, only the first one. Yep, this has the attra title and no one else has it. Cool. So let's get in the next statement. Okay. Right, now we have used an if conditional out here. So if conditionals are actually written like this. Just give me a sec. Right, so this is the structure of the if conditional. So if whatever goes inside the round brackets is true, then execute whatever goes inside the curly braces. Okay, so let me say a control Z, a control Z. So we're checking to see if this, basically the li, the current li, because we are going through different li's one by one, dot index method. Now we have an index method that can retrieve the index number of the li in question is greater than 2. Okay, so checking to see which all li's of these several li's, we have 9 of them, have an index number. So the first one, second one, the first li will have 0, the second li have an index of 1, the third li will have an index of 2. So it's going to ignore the first 3. It's going to ignore the first 3 and it's going to grab the rest of the 6. So if that is the case, if the index number is actually greater than 2, then the li, this here implies the li, through the CSS method should acquire text decoration underline, basically should get underlined. So I would like to see that in action, whether this actually happens. Okay. Right, so see, the first 3 have been excluded, but the rest 6 have been included because of their index number. So if you use the dot index parent method, exercise, watch TV, make my own muesli, record a YouTube tutorial, which I'm doing right now, yoga, pranayam. I did it a little bit in the morning, and I need to still do it a little more. Need to extend the time. Neem Tulsi I've taken once in the morning. I need to do it once, just maybe after the recording I'll do it again. So that's my to-do list. Alright, so far so good. I hope everything is understood so far. Okay, so don't need all this now, don't need this. Cool. Let's bring in the next if conditional. Now you know the structure of the if conditional. Okay, so let's paste it out here. The next if conditional actually says, if the index, now this is coming from here, line number 42, this index that we have passed as an argument in the function. If the index, this is the index number, the index value is going to change from 0 to 8 depending on which li it's actually checking now. So if the index, which is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 by 1, modulo operator 2 is equal to 0. So if you divide by 2 and the remainder is actually 0, so do a check there. If this whole statement inside the round brackets, this, if it's actually true, then and only then the li should toggle the class, example, apply it once and remove it again, and apply and remove and apply and remove, add and remove and add and remove. So that's toggle class method for you. And let's see the example class. Example class is out here. Margin left 150, so increases the margin on the left hand side, so basically pushes it onto the right hand side by these many pixels, so that's indenting it. Okay, so let's see that in action. Moreover, guys, I was thinking, I've used a class red out here. Do I actually have any use of it? Let's tackle that right at the end. Okay, I don't think so that's needed. Okay, so let's check the toggle class, whether the toggling is actually happening or not. Bam. Okay, so the first, the third, the fifth, the seventh and the ninth are affected because the condition was such. Index number, which is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 by 1. Dividing them by 2 gives me the remainder 0 only for the odd numbered li items. Divide 0 by 2, get a remainder of 0. Divide 0, 1, 2, divide 2 by 2, get a remainder of 0. So this is obviously gonna affect only the odd numbered li items. All cool, all good. Right, and let's bring in the last statement. Another if conditional for you. Okay, goes in out here. If liattr, a variable that I declared very early in line number 43. If liattr, see, liattr has been made equal to this dot attr title. So if I were to just alert, sorry, not it's alert, give me a sec. liattr, just to see what value does it actually get. Also we'll check if it's actually equal to red. Title has a value equal to red. Actually I'm gonna revert back to code, just only the word red. Or rather, let's do one thing. Let's use class equal to red. I'm gonna make a change out here. Attr class. I'm gonna change this to class. Okay, so looking for li's and checking the value of the class attribute. If it's actually equal to red, then affect that li, give it a color of red. So basically change the font color. Let's first see that in action. Okay, so refresh, damn, bam. Sorry. Okay, JavaScript alert undefined, undefined. What's going on? Okay, fine. You see, undefined because many of them didn't have the class attribute. Only the third one had. You see, the third one actually turned red. I'll tell you why. It's very simple to explain. We got the values undefined for 8 li items because they didn't have the attribute class. Okay, let's understand line number 43 once again. This needs some attention. So liattr, this dot attra class. So we are saving inside the variable, which is a storage pocket. That's what a variable is. The value of the attr class of the specific li item in question. So it's gonna run through the different nodes one by one. And in line 47, there's a if conditional which actually checks to see if that value is actually read. A double equal to is the is to check. It's not the assignment operator. It's actually checking out here. It's not assigning a value. Double equal to. So check if the liattr is equal to red. That's gonna be true only for the this li in line number 25 because this has a attribute class which is actually equal to red. If so, if this condition is actually true in the round brackets, execute whatever is inside the curly braces. So turn the color of the li red, and that's exactly what we saw out here. The color of the text red. Why the word Mary is still blue is because it's a hyperlink. Otherwise it would have turned red too. See, if I'm gonna add a few words out here to this, be merry all the time. Okay, if I add a few more words, all of them are actually gonna turn red. Okay, be merry all the time. So again, push it as a link, and that's I'm gonna just cut from here. I'm gonna push it out here. Now things should be clear. So only the word that's a hyperlink that's blue and everything else should be red. So be merry all the time. So makes sense, doesn't it? So you see, let's sum it all up. I've used powerful traversing methods, namely traversing and filtering methods, namely contains, checking for attributes and their values in this way in line number 39, using the has method, okay, and also working with the each conditional method. Sorry, it's a miscellaneous method. So this is the syntax. This is the way it actually works. So you can use a lot of if conditionals. Check for the condition. Depending on whether it's actually true or false, you can execute a specific set of JQuery statements, and that's exactly what we have done. So I hope, guys, you found this tutorial useful. It's really great to use these different traversing and filtering methods to grab what you really need to grab and affect it in the way affect the behavior in the way you actually want to affect. So guys, if you like the video, please thumb it up, please share, and please subscribe if you already haven't. It's never too late. You have a good day. Bye bye. Peace.